Let's kick off the Sunday Six with a nail biter down in Tampa Bay. Early window right here on Fox. Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt were on the call as the 49ers slip past the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-20. Not the prettiest, not the crispest game for San Francisco coming out of the bye week. Maybe the heat and humidity down in Florida had something to do with that. They got to be happy that they were the ones rallying in the fourth quarter for a change. Remember, they've lost a couple that they led in the fourth quarter. This one closer than it probably needed to be, but they get the walk-off field goal as time expires. Jake Moody, go figure. Ugly, ugly day for him in his return from injury. 3 of 6 on the day, 3 missed field goals. Struggles were bad enough that it caused a kicker fracas. Deebo Samuel was arguing and yapping at Jake Moody and long snapper Tabor Pepper. That's how bad this was, that it even kind of took a little bit of a swipe at Pepper there. You see, if you're watching, frustrations boiling over as the Niners missed their third field goal late in the fourth quarter. But of course, as this often works, redemption for Moody. He does hit the walk-off from 44 as time expires. Niners up to 5-4. Like I said, gotta feel good at least that you managed to overcome all of that, because we have seen mistakes catch up to the 49ers in the fourth quarter this season. The big storyline, Christian McCaffrey returns from injury, his first game of the year, 19 touches for 107 yards. Kind of incredible. It felt like a quiet day, a down day for McCaffrey, which totally to be expected when you haven't had a game all season long. You're coming off of Achilles tendonitis. If 19 touches for 107 yards is your down day, I think it speaks to how incredible San Francisco's offense and how incredible Christian McCaffrey are. I think that's the obvious storyline. The sneaky big thing here for me is that this was the most we've seen the 49ers passing game look like itself in quite some time. And what I mean by that is yak. It has been missing from San Francisco's offense for a lot of this season. They had 182 yards after the catch in this game. The big one would be the rookie Ricky Pearsall, 46-yard catch and run for his first career touchdown. Let's talk about that for a minute. Dude got shot in the chest, 2.5 months ago, and is making fantastic run after catch plays in the NFL later on that year. We talked about it when he came off of IR. I wouldn't have been surprised if Ricky Pearsall missed the season dealing with not just the injury, but the trauma of getting shot in a robbery. And here he is going to the house from 46 yards out. Feels like a missing element in San Francisco's offense when you can get these guys the ball in space and let them do a lot of the work for you. Of course, it wasn't all them. One of the best plays of the entire day, Brock Purdy's gorgeous throw to George Kittle in the end zone. Some fantastic toe tap work by Kittle for a big touchdown. And at the end of it all, Brock Purdy, one of his best days of the season, 353 yards for Brock, not to mention 2 touchdowns. Was not at all surprised to see he was Tom Brady's LFG Player of the Week.
Every game that I broadcast, I award the LFG Player of the Game to that one player who makes me say, let's go.
And today's LFG Player of the Game is the quarterback of the winning team in the Niners, Brock Purdy. Man, what a game you played. It was such a quiet 330-plus yards, however many you threw to it. The stats are right behind me, but you played so great. One of the plays I loved was you felt the free rusher on the throw to Christian where you dropped the dime over the top. You had Golston running on you free. How do you trust Christian in that moment on that downfield throw to come up with that catch?
Yeah, man. I mean, those are, reps and routes that we've run the last couple of years with him, one-on-one with the linebacker. And we had a free guy, come through. But Christian and I, man, like he hadn't been playing, obviously, the first half of the season. But that's a route that we've, sunk back to the last couple of years. And I was like, he's supposed to be right here. And sure enough, he stuttered the guy, and it was right over the top, and he was where he was supposed to be. So that's just a timing thing we've had, the last couple of years. I'm glad to have him back.
Yeah, such a great job by you just drifting away slightly and then putting enough air on it where he could get his head around and judge that. How does the offense feel differently when you have Christian back, you have Deebo back? Tell me about that feeling for you today, knowing that you have two of your best playmakers out there on the field with you.
Yeah, it's huge, man. I mean, especially when it comes down to matchups and you get man-to-man coverage, you got guys that can obviously win and create separation and open up other guys. You know, when guys are doubling Christian, you got Debo one-on-one, George one-on-one. And so those are things that are nice. And then just being able to drop back and have my guys around me that I've had the last couple of years, it feels good when you get them back. So.
Yeah, and then obviously sitting on the sideline and you see your kicker Moody miss 3 field goals. And now you got the ball and you're going into a 2-minute drive. You don't have a ton of time. What's the confidence level for you that you got to get the ball down there pretty close in range to give him a chance?
Yeah, man, I mean, that's the NFL, and you know it. I mean, you know, if you have a rough first half or something doesn't go your way, it's all about finishing, man, especially in the NFL. Like, we're going to have our chances and opportunities, and all of us, man, we got his back and trusting him. We've seen the things that he's done for us over the last couple of years, and so all we were thinking was, hey, let's get Moody into his range and trust him. So that's, you know, how it went, and he sunk it.
Yeah, well, it's a great performance by you and the entire team going on the road. I know it was hot down there, but congratulations to you. Enjoy the flight home, coming off the bye. I know everyone's going to be pretty tired from the heat down here, but you played a great game, man. It was fun to watch.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Go Niners.
I don't think you can underestimate how big this was for San Francisco to avoid blowing this game, because they had the potential to go behind to Tampa in the last minute of this game. They forced a game-tying field goal. Could have gotten away from them in overtime. Does not. And it matters to get above 500 considering what is ahead of San Francisco. Return division game against Seattle next week, at Green Bay after that, at Buffalo, and then Chicago. The next 4 are all against teams that are firmly in the playoff hunt. You needed this one against an injury-riddled Buccaneers team. Doesn't matter how nervous it was. They got it. Debo Samuel, Tabor Pepper, Jake Moody, they all said everything's good after the game. It's amazing how winning helps that. San Francisco with the win, above 500, and we're on to the next one.